Welcome back to Sports Talk with the Voice. Jake, week three's in the books. Bills just got their first win. Kind of barely.
And Season football is kind of atrocious. That was some of the worst football I've seen in quite some time. It was pretty terrible.
I don't even know. I mean, what, the only starter that even played was like Bishop, the
Palmer
third
was
game.
playing.
Oh, Palmer played game three?
Yeah, he was out there a little
Oh,
bit,
then Palmer played game three.
I think.
Then I don't even actually I don't even think he did. Did he? He might have played, but I don't think he had any catches or anything.
Yeah, I think he was just running some rap.
Um,
Yeah, I think it was just
and that's the thing, like maybe Cole Bishop's a starter.
oh, don't forget about Tyler Bass, who pulled out his Bass game again. Made it
So,
there.
speaking of Tyler Bass, actually,
Yeah.
um, what does pelvic area soreness
You know
mean?
what's funny? I was just asking my grandmother this yesterday. I was like, because we both heard it, and I was like, "What? How do you get pelvic air area soreness?"
Is that like he took a bigger one home one night and got there wasn't
Yeah,
enough cushion for the pushing?
yeah, that's what you get with paper
Um,
money.
you can't pull the good ones. You gotta,
No, you got it.
yeah, but like Josh Allen's taken, a lot of the players on the team, they're getting married now. They're gonna start sucking. So they're gonna be focusing less on football. I mean, like, you know, I respect them for saying it. I mean, everyone kind of is like up in the air about, oh, like Travis Kelce admitted like on air that like he hasn't been like trying as hard in the offseason because he's been doing all these movies. You can tell that that happens. A player starts doing more commercials,
Sure.
a player starts doing more off the field, and their production starts to go down. Well, we can all assume that they're not training as much, but like Kelsey at least admitted it. I can give him respect. Now you have like all these players on the Bills getting married, getting engaged, having kids. It's like
Yeah,
now their focus is going to be off.
I don't love it.
I don't personally. I'm not a fan. I get you don't want Josh Allen getting hurt. He always starts the season off slow.
Yeah, yeah, we'll get into that later, but
He
yeah,
already in the offseason got married. His focus is already probably elsewhere.
yeah,
He hasn't even really played at least like one drive. I think it was like 2 years ago. He played like one drive in a game. It was like they had like maybe like five plays at most. He had like three passes. He had like a 40-yard touchdown to, I think it was like Davis or something.
yeah,
He was good.
yeah. You never touched the field again.
At least I want to see something like that. I want to see the offense just click once.
Well, I thought him and Palmer needed some reps because like that's gonna apparently he's gonna be like the wide receiver one from what.
From what Hard Knocks has kind of showed is he's like the opposite of Kelvin Benjamin. Him and Josh are actually like separately working on like routes and everything. Like it showed them like off the field from like the rest of them, like not doing what Kelvin Benjamin did.
Yeah, I could tell that because you know what's funny. Speaking of that last preseason game, should I name names? Can we name names here? Is that
Yeah.
okay? Maddie Glab, who's a good sideline Bills. She works with the Bills. She's good, but she was like talking to Josh Palmer, I should say, and like every question was about like Josh Allen, and like the one question that wasn't was like, "Hey, you're moving closer to home. How's that make you play football better?" Like,
I'll give it to her. Like she's a reporter and everything,
yeah.
but like I'm not necessarily a fan of when she like covers on like one Bills drive for Steve or for like Chris Brown or something. You can definitely tell like it's like A for effort,
Yeah.
but like it's basically like somebody was like, okay, like this is what this means, that's what that means, this is what that means. Just like minimally talk about something that does this and then
Yeah.
go for
Well, she brings up the stuff that really just doesn't matter.
it.
Like just like I'll just to be like totally honest with you. Like she like whatever. yeah, they could find other people, you know. Not to say like she's bad, but like you could find like you could find a former Bills player. She'd be like, hey, could you fill in or something? Like it can't be that difficult. Stevie Johnson's hanging out. You just snag him for friggin' he's I know he's available. Just get somebody who's got like some analytic because with Steve, at least you got like a former player insight. Like at least that's somewhat valuable. With her, it's just she's just watching from the sideline. So I think I agree with you. I don't think she's a fantastic fill-in, but
But reporter wise, I think she's great on the
yeah,
sideline.
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, I don't think her football knowledge is like up to par to handle.
a whole show.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree.
until like your point, it's like, oh, like now that you're closer to home, like, are you going to be catching double the amount of touchdowns? Um,
I didn't know he's from Toronto, by the way.
no, me neither.
He was telling her that, or where his family's living there. I don't know if he's from, but that's where he resides currently, I guess. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, no, that was an interesting question for sure. But um, let me just give you some like snapshots of what I saw from Game 3. Some quick hitters. I think Frank Gore should make the team. I think Deion Kane was a big failure, and I kind of hurt because like I was like this because he was great in the other league. So I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Here comes no, I want him gone. Um, Obviously, I'm assuming we're gonna get to it in a minute, but Tyrell Shavers, if he's not our wide receiver four, then I don't know what we're doing. And hey, shout out to God, I really should know his name. Let me number 84 for the Bills. He's a tight end. I forget his name is escaping me.
Zach Davidson.
Talk about versatility.
Okay, so I also want to talk about that. Everyone's like, oh wow, 62-yard punt.
Yeah.
He totally outkicked the coverage, and he had a 20-yard return because of it. Yeah, it was a 62-yard punt. There was nowhere near him because that thing didn't have nearly as much height to it as it should have.
The second one was okay. She's saying
Yeah,
second one was all right.
but I'm saying like the first one that everyone's like,
Yeah,
oh my
no, I
God, it
know.
was a
They're going
62-yard
on
punt.
about yeah.
There's a reason why I'm sure most punters in the league could hit it
Yeah.
farther.
Yeah.
You're not trying to outkick your coverage. It had a 40-yard net when it was all said and done.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. Oh,
And it's kind of
oh. Yeah, go on, keep going.
it's kind of better that it
Keep going.
wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Well, here it's
What?
gonna have to
Oh.
open this up.
Ah, me.
Well, we have some technical difficulties here. But
No,
yeah, so
no, show goes on, keep going.
it was
Shit. Yeah,
it
it was
was
a good punt.
I don't think it was everyone oohing and ahhing about it online on
The
social
whole
media.
sideline was oohing and eyeing about it.
I mean, trust me, in the sport of the moment, like if you're on the sideline, that's your teammate. He just had a great punt, even though he plays tight end. Probably hasn't punted in years. He's fine. He's great. Something like that. It's like it's like when you're on defense and it's like third down, you truck stop the guy at like 3rd and 1. It's a
You
nice,
know.
nice motivational type of play. Fine. But, there's people online that like do all these things where they basically line up for like when you're trying to kick off and they're doing a kickoff on a field goal and they're saying that they can do like a 60-yard field goal. It's like, okay, you wouldn't have that nearly amount of time. It's people that punt like 50 yards, but it's only in the air for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing. And all these people are like, oh wow, you should go to the league. It's like, no, it's the people are in the league for a reason.
Same thing with same thing with some of the quarterbacks. Like they get a little overrated. Like one of the person I watch on YouTube, he's like he like lives breathes football. He covers like the draft and he's one of the people I look to when I'm because I don't have time to scout and all that stuff. But when he was talking about Deshaun Watson, his long ball stays up there for like 5,000 years.
Mm.
And it's not good. Yeah, everyone thinks he's like this big playmaker. He's got this arm and he's like you can do anything. But no, when you watch like his deep balls, like they like flutter. They're like a Peyton Manning one in the Broncos era. It's just like they just like sit there for a while. So yeah, no, it's not really that, you really got to look into it.
Yeah, but Peyton Manning didn't have that when he first went to the Broncos. That was just like his last year and a half.
Yeah, after that 55 touchdown year.
I mean, at that point he's already like 40 years old. So like I'd love to see
Yeah,
what Deshaun Watson's going to be doing if he can play at like 40 years old and when he can throw and
I
everything.
hope he don't.
I don't see him being in the league much longer.
But
If anything, I mean, he had a fully guaranteed contract. Just take the 200 plus million that you have and just ride off into the sunset.
just I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk too much. And then one more thing I wanted to make note about game three, about your boy on your sweater there.
Joe Juice?
I think he got exposed a little bit, not just in week three, but just in these like he was making some like rookie dumb mistakes. Like I remember there were some plays where like the quarterback was getting was getting out or whatever, and instead of going back and staying near the receiver or whatever, staying near the line of scrimmage, he started attacking
Mm-hmm.
him, and that led to an easy first
Mm-hmm.
down. It's like I get it, it's preseason, but like these are mental rookie, like these are just bad mistakes you shouldn't be making if you want to. I know he's not going to start, but if you want to vie for a starting spot. I don't. It was just
I think
weird.
that's why they gave him so much time because he will be basically. I mean, there's no one else
Yeah.
really. I
No.
don't even think I have another linebacker that can play middle. I think they
No.
have other outside ones, but um, I mean, he's going to be the middle backup middle linebacker. You know that Terrell Bernard hasn't consistently played every game.
Mm-mm.
He's gotten hurt. I mean, even Milano, but we do
Well,
have
Dorian Williams looked good.
Dorian Williams.
He looked like Dorian Williams. He's not really improving either.
But I mean,
He's sideline to sideline. He relies a lot on his athleticism and speed, but
but to be fair, that's the MO for what the Bills look for.
sure. But you have to develop a mindset. Like I didn't see anything that was like, oh, Dorian's popping off. Like I just saw Dorian Williams.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think Dorian Williams is one of those players, kind of like Josh Allen, where like kind of starts off slow
Yeah.
and then ramps up.
Yeah, I realized he led the Bills in tackles last year.
Hmm.
I didn't even realize that.
He last year he kind of balled out when I mean he played probably like three-fourths of the year
Yeah, he played a lot more than he should have.
for Matt Milano coming in at the end. But yeah, going off your topics, I was actually gonna kind of bring that up. Frank Gore,
Yeah.
I think maybe practice squad.
So you think we're only keeping three running
I
backs?
think they're gonna keep the three running backs. If they keep a fourth, I would love to see Frank Gore be the one.
It's got to be Frank Gore.
I mean, it would have to be, yes. But I don't know if you keep more than three. I think they've only really kept three. Um, because you also have Gillum who can do whatever with
Yeah.
running back, fullback, tight end. I'm sure he probably. I'm sure they have like a linebacker
Sure.
coverage for him and a corner and everything for
Sure.
him. I think Shavers is number five.
Really?
Which one is he ahead of?
Curtis.
I'm waiting
For what? He's almost like 30.
because you shouldn't have been able to say that with a straight face.
Why?
Curtis Samuel, they pay him $8 million a year to be a utility person.
Right.
Last year he was a little hurt.
Right.
Couldn't really be that guy.
Yep.
This year, I think towards the playoffs, he just turned it on. I think he can be that guy. I think he will be that guy. I think they're going to let him have that chance. Elijah Moore, honestly, to me, should be basically ahead of him as well.
Oh God.
I think the only reason he's five is right now Shakir is out. Don't know if he'll be there for week one.
I think Elijah
Um,
Moore is the easy cut.
hmm, Apparently, he's been doing really good. And I mean, if anything, you cut Samuel, in my opinion.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
keep Elijah Moore.
You have to keep Tyrell Shavers has given you everything you needed to see in a position that really we don't have a lot of like big star power. It's a lot of just team effort. It's a lot of like guys coming in, rotations. It's a lot of just like do your job type of position. And Tyrell Shavers has shown you everything you have wanted and needed to see. And it's going to be what his third year in the practice squad, second.
I think this would be his second.
The second, so he was already in the system. He already knows everything. He's already got a connection. Like, why waste that? He's there. He's got see now. He's look at this. Look at this. You don't get this.
I think you kind of said it though. It's they signed so many people. You have Palmer, you have Coleman, you have Moore, you have Shakir, you have Samuel. That's five right there.
But Moore's not a guarantee. He's a 1 year deal. It was just because,
Technically, Shavers is also on a 1 year deal because of all the times to put him on the practice squad. But
that's a different.
I mean, they got rid of the guy they drafted in the seventh this year, Prather. I was kind of looking to see what he could do. He was supposed to be a pretty fast guy for being 6'4". Um, with how quickly they let him go, um, I don't think that they would put him on the practice squad. I was actually kind of hoping, I get like he was basically injured his entire time that he was with the Bills. Justin Shorter, he was a top recruit coming out of high school.
Yeah.
Uh, wish that could have worked out. A little bit taller, fast. But yeah, I mean, Shavers, his stat in the league right now is one catch for 70 yards and a touchdown.
If anything, if anything, I think you keep him around just to keep Keon Coleman in check. Because Keon Coleman, he's a lot of talk, but I need to see stuff. I need more action from the dude. I need to see differences this year.
I think with
And there's very similar
starting,
roles.
I think Palmer's like the number one now.
Sure.
And you have Shakir, who's basically the slot, who's technically the number one. Um, I think now that Coleman doesn't have to be like last year it was Samuel Coleman and Shakir, and then Samuel was hurt. So it's like, okay, your number one wide receiver right now, that's like Shakir's always playing slot, is Coleman. So he's going up against the best corners.
Yeah.
Well, now that changed when they brought in Amari Cooper. Then he started getting a lot more better production. I think now that Palmer's here, especially like, I mean, honestly, I think it's going to be whoever kind of, I know like this, I know like the league now is kind of corners only play certain sides and
Yeah.
whatever. There's not a lot of people that follow everywhere, but
A lot of zone
um,
coverage now in the league.
a lot of zone. I think it's going to basically just be like whoever kind of is hotter is going to be that number one. But I think if Palmer can start out showing that he can be that guy for the Bills, which he did kind of show some flashes in San Diego, I do think that could open Coleman up. I mean, Coleman could do the same thing for Palmer if he starts hotter.
Yeah.
He could open up Palmer more against the two, and so on and so forth. But I don't think there's that big of a gap, at least currently, between Palmer and Coleman, to where you can honestly say Palmer is that number one guy. I think he's more experienced. I think he's got more knowledge, more football IQ currently, but Coleman's what, like 22 now? He was pretty young when he got drafted.
Yeah.
Um, but I just don't see. I like Shavers. I think you could probably get away with putting him on the practice squad again.
Ugh. I don't think so. I think he'll get signed.
Um, yeah, but not a lot of wide receivers get signed. there's so many teams that always have like a project wide receiver.
The 49ers will sign.
Yeah, but the 49ers just traded for like 8 guys.
They're all hurt. There will be a team. There will be a team that goes out and is like,
He's
let's
definitely made the
just.
plays this year and last year to where he's put enough on film to
He's
where
done
dudes
everything he
could
could.
go like kind of like Isaiah Hodgins. How the Giants, because Dable really liked them.
Yeah.
And the Giants swooped up when they put him back on the practice squad. They didn't think he would. But I don't know.
Also, one more thing I want to point out. Shout out to Garnett Hollis Jr. Did you see him at all? You know anything about that?
Mm.
He's a safety. He got signed yesterday.
Oh, with the Bills.
Came out and played. And I'm not, obviously whatever, but like I think that's kind of crazy. He just met everyone that day. He was already
He's
and he
got the
made
plays just
it.
drawn on his hand. Like this is what this
Yeah,
means.
pretty much. He's like looking down. He's like, oh,
It's like, what do we gotta do?
Bobby, what do we do? And he's like, yeah, no. And he passed. He defended a pass. He was out there. He looked. Shout out to. I don't know what that's like. That must be crazy. But
That definitely probably is. Just the fact that you get signed, you have to know the play
immediately,
and then just,
immediately, no, immediately get on a plane
yeah.
to go to Tampa because it's an away game.
Mhm.
What meet everybody.
What are your thoughts on that safety Charlo? Chiarlo? Whoever you
Apparently, he's a linebacker. They were billing him as a linebacker.
Oh, they were billing us linebacker.
For the he's so I'm actually glad you kind of asked me that because I hate this new era of linebacker. I hate the fact that most of them are like 6 foot, 6'1", 220. That
So
bothers
you
me.
really don't like Milano then?
Well, Milano's an exception. That's why he's one of the best in the league.
I didn't realize it when the Bills drafted him, but he was a safety at Boston College
Really.
that they converted to linebacker.
I also don't like
And
the fact that his ESPN picture's in a Jets uniform.
yeah, he was with the Jets.
That's gross.
But you see where he went to college?
Oh wow.
Went to West Point.
It says Army.
Yeah,
That's West Point.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know that. He's fine. He's practice squad, but he's fine.
He's practice squad. He's fine. He was on Hard Knocks for a little bit too. The coach seemed to really like him. But yeah, I mean, I didn't linebacker depth kind of, it's like you have Milano Bernard. You don't really have a third starting linebacker.
It's got to be Joe.
But um I think when they use three, I think it's Dorian Williams, honestly. Um
Well, that's the one. I think if you were to point out a flaw with this Bills roster, it's the injuries and it's the lack of depth. Whether
to be
it's
fair, the lack of depth is non-existent on the front four.
no, no, they've
They
done a great job, and same thing with the O line because I think this O line is unbelievable. Even like the backups, I understand they're playing against backups. I totally get it. But even then, they were giving Shane Buechele like he could have ordered a pizza back there, bro. Like this coach we have for O
it
line.
was like 50-50 kind of because there were some plays where he had to scramble around, and then there were some plays where he did have some time. But like um they kind of got bailed out. I don't think it was a fumble anyway, because every time you see the ball go forward, it's generally because the quarterback was able to
Yeah,
throw it. But they ruled it a fumble because he really didn't have any time. He tried to just get rid of it and just lost it. I think it probably wouldn't have been a fumble regardless, but he didn't really like that play. He had like no time. And it wasn't even like some plays, it wasn't even like one guy getting beat. It was like couple. I get like none of those guys. Maybe Lunt would be
yeah,
the tackle, probably be the only one making the team.
sure,
Um,
but that's important to me. Like I liked seeing that.
yeah, no, I mean Aaron Kromer is a very good offensive line coach.
Yeah, super underrated.
Very. And you have the players like Spencer Brown and Deion Dawkins really talk highly of him, which shows like
Mm.
how good of a coach he really is. Um, and that's kind of like what we've been missing. A lot of the weakness that the Bills have had on offense was just the fact that Allen makes him look better
Yeah.
because he can run around, move in the pocket, dodge the first guy, maybe the second too, and just zip it in there for like a first down. But Spencer Brown has like a million times better from when he first came in the league.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I was calling him the turnstile in his first year.
All people had to do was just run around him.
Yeah, the speed rushers. Yeah, no shot.
And I remember his second year in the league, I went to a game. They were playing the Commanders, and this they still had what was his name? Chase Young at the time.
Mhm.
Every single play, Chase Young just tried to speed rush around him. And every single play, the Bills were ready for it. He backed up. Allen would run to his right, which every coach in the league and their mother would tell you, do not let Allen run to his right. And let's just say the Bills handedly won that game. I think there were like a couple things where I think it was like 21 nothing. They got it to like 14 because they ended up scoring. Then I think it was Isaiah McKenzie uh fielded the kick return, fumbled it just like on his own,
Yeah.
just dropped it, was trying to grab it. They ended up falling on it. They scored another touchdown. They got it somewhat close, and the Bills just like, okay, you know what? Like, hold my beer. A
That's right.
couple more
That's
touchdowns.
right. Right.
Think it was like 35 or like 38-21 or
That's
something at
hot.
the end of it. Um, but yeah, no, it like tackles are the most solid players. The center is very solid as well.
Yeah.
I mean, our weakest positions on offense are the two guards, I would say,
Yeah.
and they're not even that bad.
No, Osiris Torrance only gave up. I think I saw something. He's only given up like what, like 3 sacks in his career so far, or something like that. It might be lower. It was a very low number,
I just know that he's a very low ranked guard
which is ridiculous.
from what everyone's kind of been saying. Like he's basically like a low end starter.
Obviously, they're not watching the games.
I haven't seen PFF's ranking, but like how everyone else rates him, like Robbo, your boy had him ranked like 55th
What
guard,
what does he know?
which very little to be fair. So maybe, it has Shakir's like 42nd ranked wide
Yeah, sure.
receiver.
Okay. Oh, so shouldn't he be
Um,
starting in the league? Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
basically he's like
Okay.
a,
Yeah.
a
So
mid-tier
he's like a
two.
mid-tier wide receiver too. Okay. Be a good sports analyst.
So, well, to be fair, that's the wide receiver one would be top 30.
Yeah.
Wide receiver two would be, or I'm sorry, top 32, and then wide receiver two would be 33 to 65 or
No,
whatever.
Shakir's not the 42nd best receiver in the league.
No.
That's all you have to
Um,
say.
I think for like the longest time last year, he had like a 96% catch rate on
Yeah.
the targets.
Yeah, he's incredible. Those
Yeah.
hands are
Well, to be
rock
fair,
solid.
uh, a lot of those passes are like bubble screens and like very close to the line of scrimmage.
Still
He
matters.
gets a lot of yak,
Yeah, which is
but
which is more impressive. I want my receiver to get a lot of yak. It's
that's
like
like the league it is now, though. Is like you want just the quarterback to throw it to somebody and hope that he can get like,
well, that's why I know this is really off topic, but that's why I saw a YouTube thing or whatever. They were debating how great Jarvis Landry was, and I was like, no, because like as soon as he caught the ball, he was useless. So he would be terrible in today's league. No one would want the dude. But that was Jarvis Landry's issue. Like his yak and rack was terrible. It's like he caught it, and then like that was the end of Jarvis. So it's kind of like Tyler Lockett, he makes business decisions. But it's like
yeah, but that's why he's lasted so long, though. Is like to be fair, like he does gets the yak that he knows he can get, and then he goes down.
the problem with it, and I don't have a problem with it
Like
anymore. Anymore, I
someone his size.
yeah, I did have a problem with it, or like when I first like saw it, or when someone first pointed out. But then I'm thinking about it, and like you said, his size, like I wouldn't want to get hit either. Like I'd do the same exact thing he's doing.
I mean, like you said, it's business decisions. He's a millionaire. He's made extra money
Right?
because he's been in the league longer than what someone his size would have been if he'd been taking his that many
Yeah,
hits every time.
yeah.
Especially going over across the middle, his size, I don't
Mm.
know.
I'm totally agree with you.
Um,
As long as you're making the catches, that's all that counts. But yeah, no.
so
But one more thing about the preseason. I wanted to think. So what are your backup quarterback predictions?
yeah, like that to me, it was a matter of this year. I don't really know if any starter position was even really up for availability, except that maybe that second corner and a safety.
Yeah,
Everything else was the exact cut and paste from last year, except I guess just your wide receiver one, which everyone just,
all starters for him.
Palmer was already, signed for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think Steve Tasker said it best. He's like, when you sign at with the Bills to be a quarterback, you know what you're doing. Like you're gonna be, you know what it's gonna be. You're gonna be holding Josh to the clipboard.
Chase Daniel is like the one that comes to mind with me,
Mhm.
where I remember he was like a Heisman candidate in college.
Yeah,
He was pretty solid. Comes to the league. I think it was like a late draft pick. He's just been a backup for like 10 years.
yeah. Isn't he like the most coveted? He was like the most coveted backup for like a while. Like everyone was, they were fighting for him to have him on the roster.
I think he was on the same team for majority of it. I think that he had like several
The
teams
Chiefs, right? I think
I don't know. I want to say his longest tenure was with the Saints.
I remember him being with the Saints.
I think he had like a solid like 8 years with the Saints.
Yeah, so
Um,
he was why? Oh, he's with the Chargers too, I think, right? Earlier in Herbert's career, I think, like a year or two there. But no, Chase Daniels, like he was like one of the most
to
coveted.
be a backup quarterback, his career earnings is about $43 million
Yeah, he made a
dollars
lot of money.
over 14 seasons.
That's.
Um,
I think Jacoby Brissett is kind of like our new Chase Daniel. I think he's kind of fitting that role.
oh yeah, actually that's funny. So I was off. He didn't play 8 years with the Saints, but he did his first 3 years with the Saints. Then he did 3 more years with Kansas City. Then he did a year with Philly. Then he
Mm,
went back to the Saints.
mm.
Did another 2 years with the Bears. Did a year with the Lions, and then the next 2 years with the Chargers.
Yeah, he gets around.
He has so for $43 million,
Mhm.
he has a 68% completion percentage,
That's not bad.
about 1,700 yards,
Mm.
9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, sacked 27 times, and 85.8 rating. He's also got 55 carries for 120 yards and 4 fumbles, 0 touchdowns.
Well, look, I think I think the backup quarterback kind of gets a bad rep.
$43 million to 273 attempts.
Yeah,
Basically,
it,
1 year in the league.
yeah, but it's not about the on-field. Like you never like ideally you never want your backup quarterback to play football. Like in a perfect world, you never want him to be
Well,
on the field.
isn't that the point of making sure you have a good backup though? Like to paying a backup
That's
like
part of
$10
it.
million,
That's
dollars,
part of it.
you're assuming that if your quarterback goes down, you want to keep winning. So here, I'll give you, you're not going to have to play that much, but if you do, I need to win, and
Well, that's part of it,
here's 10 million to be a backup.
but I think the other part of it is like you have to be able to show your starter quarterback what he's not seen. Like the film room, the meetings, I think is super important. Of just like, hey, because it's a lot different from like when you're looking on the field. I wouldn't know. I never played
But
football.
then isn't that your like quarterbacks coach?
Yeah, but they don't play football. They can only offer you so much. But like talking to a player is a lot different than talking to a coach.
Yeah, I'm saying like if you had a quarterback coach that used to be a player, then
Okay, well,
like isn't that just the same
that's
thing?
such a specific scenario though. Like, I mean, maybe
There's a lot of coaches that used to be players,
not on our
or
team,
not there that used to be players
not on the Bills.
um that were quarterbacks, especially the Harbaughs. I think don't the Bills have Kyle Shermer?
No,
Isn't he a coach, Kyle Shermer?
Al Shimmer's. I thought he gave up being a quarterback.
Huh?
He gave up being a quarterback. Isn't Pat in college?
Mhm.
Nevertheless, um,
Mhm.
you just
Kyle Shermer.
I think being a quarterback, I, I don't know because you can't tell
Yeah,
me
Kyle Shermer, quality control coach for the Buffalo Bills.
what the fuck does that mean.
He played quarterback.
What does quality control mean?
Um,
And nothing. So,
he wants to give them quality H2O. The
oh,
water.
nice. Oh, he's an elite water boy.
That's funny. Allen's older than the quality control coach.
That's bad. That's bad.
He needs them that quality H2O.
Um, okay, but you can't tell me Mike White is going to lead us to victory.
But to be fair, I don't want Allen getting advice from Mitch Trubinsky. I don't want him getting advice.
That's the thing. Like, what could these guys be telling Josh that that he don't know? Like, he's already
Josh, you're playing like trash. Put me in instead.
like, pretty much. Like,
They're
Josh,
never
I
gonna
think
say that.
Josh, you just threw a pick. You need to sit down, buddy.
Josh,
Let me come in there.
you're playing like I would. Stop it.
Playing like my first 2 years in Chicago, buddy. I've seen it before.
You're playing like after my four solid games, I played the Bills and threw four picks.
You're playing like that one game, not the one game I broke my ribs, but all those other games.
Like, but like, if you were a player and your third string guy that's just sitting there on the bench just threw like eight picks during like preseason, he's like just sitting there like, man, you are terrible.
But
Are you gonna listen
Shane,
to what he's saying?
but Shane at least has been with Mahomes and they've won. So at least he can give playoff insight that these other two jabrones can't.
I have insight of just not having to do anything.
It's more than the other two.
It's more than the other two.
What's White gonna tell you? Nothing.
He's gonna tell you the same
It's
thing.
gonna tell you I played with broken ribs. That's all he's gonna tell you. Not gone. So it's between the two. It's between Mitch and Shane for me. Mike White, I'm out. I don't care. He's whatever. But
Honestly, if I think Shane Buechele's probably gonna go practice squad. Um, yeah, I mean it was kind of just Mitch Trubinsky and Mike White, and I mean I'm not impressed with either one, honestly.
no,
And if that would be the case, you could be looking at who's ever getting waived.
I
Um,
think Mike's the easy out.
I if you're not a playoff team, I would be all for just put Buechele in there. But since you want to have a chance at a Super Bowl, I think you have to go with probably Trubinsky to be your backup and put Shane Buechele on the practice squad. Because I wouldn't trust Shane Buechele to win a regular season game if Allen gets hurt for whatever reason. Um, kind of like I said before, I think you keep the three running backs. You're probably keeping five or six receivers. You're keeping three tight ends. And tight end was kind of like one of the other ones as well. It's like, who are they going to keep? I mean, I know they signed Sokol, and he's obviously not going to be in the running, but you have two kind of obvious ones. Kincaid, you have Knox.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, is it a given that it's going to be Hawes? Because he's more of a blocker and they like that?
Yeah, I think it kind of has to be.
Because I know, like, Davidson might go practice squad. Latu kind of had that good play where he was just, like, kind of like left open, though. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a,
No.
um,
Latu's whatever. Here's my thing with Davidson. Besides the punt, he just looks slow. like he was moving like in slow motion, like he was getting out of quicksand, bro. Like there was like no speed, and that bothers me. Like I'm not saying, yeah, obviously he's a tight end, sure, but like he he ain't breaking away. He ain't getting open.
I do think they drafted Hawes for a reason.
Yeah, no, I think
I think he's kind of going to be the third guy. I do know that they do like him because like I know Quentin Morris played a decent amount, had some good catches for him. Um, Offensive line, there's nothing really big going on there.
also real quick. Speaking of that, I think Dalton Kincaid should write a postcard and get Kyle Pitts a Christmas gift
Why?
because Kyle Pitts is the reason we don't crap on Dalton Kincaid. He's been incredibly mid as a first round pick. That's not good. But Pitts gets it worse because he was like top 10.
Mhm.
But like if Kyle Pitts never happened, we would have all been doing it to Kincaid.
But I think it's also Kyle Pitts is a much more athletic freak than Kincaid, and it's just like for one reason or another, it just hasn't flashed with Kyle Pitts yet.
Well, same thing with Dalton.
Like it just hasn't stuck. Like he might have a good game and then just nothing. Kincaid has shown things more, I guess, less roller coastery. There's been lower mountains than with Kincaid because Pitts will have that 3 touchdown game and then just like do nothing the rest of the year.
Well, I think,
But he'll also not have games where he's just like
yeah, no,
abysmal.
the ceiling is higher with Pitts, but the floor is higher with Kincaid.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're a first round tight end, and I need you to start showing me stuff.
But can't you say the same thing with Knox of they pay a guy 10 million a year?
No, because you know my stance on Knox. I thought that was a super overpay when they did it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like you pay a guy 10 million a year to
No, I'm waiting for his contract to go so we can either trade him or cut him.
I think he could take less money.
I don't think he will.
I think he would take less money.
Well, he should.
I don't think another team would give him that much, and I
No.
don't think
Well, so here's the
another
thing.
team. I think he likes the situation he's in. Um,
Fair enough.
I think he's kind of like when it was his contract year, like he was skyrocketing,
Yeah, let me tell
like
you
he
something.
was on the
Tell
rise,
you
and
something.
that's when they signed him.
That's everyone.
And then
Everyone.
just
Exactly. Everyone in their contract year is like the greatest player they've ever seen in their lives. And then you sign them, and then they're trash.
and it is. I actually got to not like a one-on-one meeting, but I got to kind of like learn and speak from former NFL player Preston Brown.
Oh, I know Preston Brown. Well, not personally,
Um, the way that he was speaking, he knew that it was his contract year that next
but
year, and he was putting in a lot of extra work
yeah.
to to take everything more seriously. He hired a chef to prepare healthier meals that would give him more protein and less calories. He was he was doing a lot of things. So I'm sure a lot of these players do that.
Well, look at Kirk Cousins. His best years were on the franchise tag. Like when you look back and you see the
To be fair
best,
though, those were his like prime years.
they were his best years though.
They were also in coincidentally in his prime. Like your prime age of like 26 to like
Yeah,
30.
but you could have done a lot more with that Minnesota roster.
No, I'm just saying like in general, you're like those are his best
No,
years.
no, I no,
Those were the years that should have been his best anyway.
no, I get that though. But like as soon as he started making money, he was like he started to decline. Like you shouldn't be
Um,
declining as soon as you get a contract. But yeah, no, it's true. It's 1,000% true. And look, I don't, I get it. I get it. But at the same time, you still like those 4 years just don't exist. It's not like you like work really hard and you sign your 4 year deal and like that's it. Roll the credits for the movie. No, that's when the real starts. That's when the real work begins. And then they just have like forget about it. I think that was me.
um, but yeah, no, I mean it definitely happens.
No, with Knox, I look, you know what I said earlier, like Shakir, he's definitely not. He's definitely better than the 42nd. I do believe that, like both of them, that like if you were to tell me there are 32 tight ends that are better, I might believe you than the ones we have.
I don't necessarily think he's I think he could be a starter on some team,
Yeah, but like,
but I don't think that
low
team would
tier.
give him $10 million.
Yeah, exactly. If you wanted to contend, no. But
I
if you're like
don't.
the Tennessee, where they'll just give you,
Yeah, but I don't even think. I think he could be a starter on Tennessee, but I don't think they would give him. I think they would sign him because they would feel like he could start for them for five.
no, that's fair.
So,
Big overpay.
um, I wouldn't mind paying the guy 5 million to be backup tight end.
No.
I think he's a good tight end. He's a good blocker.
Yeah.
Um, he has had a lot of drop problems. Um,
Yes.
but I like it when he has the ball in his hand. He is a bruiser. He
Yeah.
can run
And
people
and
over.
he's got amazing rapport with Josh, which is
Mm.
important, especially for a tight end, which is supposed to be like outside of the running back, that's your safety net. That's your blanket if you're a quarterback.
So, what do you want to see with the Bills with that front four? There's a lot of options.
Okay, let me tell you something.
It's even rumors, I guess. I don't think they're legitimate because I don't know why the Bills would, because I don't think they can pay him.
Micah.
But apparently, Micah Parsons, the Bills have kind of throw some offers.
I've seen some conflicting reports with that. I saw that Micah Parsons said on like his podcast or whatever that like his dream destination was the Bills, but I don't think that's true because I didn't see anything about that. I saw some stuff. I heard the Steelers. I heard he wants to go to the Steelers.
Yeah, I heard he's from, um,
Yeah, well, he went to Penn State.
I think he's like originally like from Pennsylvania, maybe.
Yeah, and his dream team, I guess, was the Cowboys. But sometimes what they say, never meet your heroes. You're like never something like that. I think that was kind of a situation there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't see how that would work. Eh, I think Eric Tannenbaum, if I'm not mistaken, um, someone from ESPN, they threw out a trade offer. It was like Ed Oliver, James
Oh
Cook,
yeah.
and
No,
like
I
a
think it was I
first,
think it was Ed Oliver and two firsts
and I think Cook
for
was in
Micah
there. Cook was in there
Parsons.
too.
I think it was just Ed Oliver and two firsts.
Well, whatever. It's the same deal. I do that.
Yeah, but you definitely can't do that now.
Well, no, no, no. But
Um,
if we could,
oh,
I would do that like tomorrow. I like Ed Oliver, but I don't think he's a transformative talent. And I think he could have been. It just hasn't. He's just he's a fine player. He's above. He's pretty good, but like Micah Parsons is like incredible. There's just different levels. That's just how it is. Like it's nothing against Ed, but it's
to be
like
fair, I think I actually kind of they're both a very similar player. They're both undersized at their position.
yeah.
I think honestly, Micah Parsons' biggest weakness is just the fact that you put a giant like the Bills did. They put a six blocker right on Micah Parsons and
Shout out to Alec Anderson.
run right at him. It's going to be 5 yards to carry every time.
Yeah.
He cannot defend the run. So,
Yeah, but at the same time, Ed Oliver's not really doing much as a pass rusher.
yeah, but he's for the most part, he's the one getting double teamed. He was having a great year when Von Miller was getting all those sacks. He was just going one on one. He was having a heyday, and then Von Miller gets hurt, and his career is not been the same.
Did- yeah, but I mean, well,
If Russo or even like
yeah,
even
he's
either
another one.
Epineza or even like Landon Jackson can open the one up for him and be the guy on the edge that can actually need to get worried about. Like if the Bills can actually have a solid edge rusher,
You don't think it's gonna be Joey?
even Joey Bosa, I'd love to see someone be that guy that can get double and then open
If
up everybody else.
and unfortunately, when I say this, I don't mean this in a negative light, but if we get Bosa and Milano playing together the majority of the season, I think we'll be like a top 10 defense. But that is such a strong if, just looking back at
And
the
honestly, you
victories.
even have to kind of lump in Bernard with that as well.
Yeah, now, yeah.
Because like there are three most injury prone players, probably other than Tre'Davious White, but they should have enough depth at corner to where White was kind of just like
So Douglas is still out there.
I don't I
Why not?
don't I think there's a reason why he's still out there.
He plays best football in Buffalo.
The 1 year,
It's fine. It was his best year.
not the second year. Second year was
Okay, well, Trey Day's already hurt again.
Well, we kind of knew that one was gonna
Hayes, who cares?
happen. So who do you want to see as who's kind of like on the outs? Because like in all honesty, it's Epineza, Bosa, Rousseau, Jackson, and like maybe Solomon.
You don't think Dwayne Carter's in there?
But I'm just saying that's your edges.
Oh, your edges.
Your defensive tackles, you
Daquan's out
have
for me.
DeQuan, you have Ed Oliver, you have Dwayne Carter, you have Walker, you have Sanders,
I like
you have
Walker.
Ogunjobi.
Oh, and hacked or hulked.
Hope
Hulk.
is technically, I guess, maybe a linebacker, but could also play defensive end. But like you have so many ends, you don't even really need them. I didn't understand that signing really.
I don't understand freaking Ogunjobi either.
But you
Like,
got six tackles and minimally five defensive ends. You're not going to keep all 11. So what, Carter, they're going to hope that they can put him on the practice squad
he won't last a day.
and somebody will pick him up.
I think
Um,
Walker's kind of in the same vein.
Walker would get picked up.
Walker will get picked up immediately.
They have so many, they like the thing is like they're so good depth in certain key parts of defense. Like if they're thinking like, oh, we can put these on this practice squad, they're not going to last.
Look, if you don't have like a star, like a I know like an Aiden Hutchinson, like a Trey Hendrickson, like a I'm sure there are huge names that I'm Max Crosby, any one of those like generational talents, Chris Jones. If you don't have one of those, the Bills have figured out a way of just, I'm not saying they're bad, but just like good to above average players, just like a good key rotation. Because a fresh guy like being available for you and being able to rotate as much is really effective. And with all that being said, I think they made too many signings this year of just like why? Like not that they were bad. It's just they're not all gonna play. They're not all gonna start. You're just doing it to
Mm.
do it. It's like we sign all these like even like on offense, it's like, oh, here we go. We're bringing in who the hell?
Well, to
Elijah
be fair, I
Moore,
think they were,
the Visca
not
Chenault,
assuming.
Josh
I think
Palmer.
they were assuming they were just going to draft best available, and it just kind of happened. The draft worked to where, you draft three defensive linemen
I'm
in the
still
first four rounds. You get a corner. You also sign Trey Day. You also sign Dane
that's what I'm
Jackson. Like,
saying.
but like I'm just saying, like, you don't necessarily know how the draft is going to go, but it just kind of like played out to where it
I
was all. I mean, they wanted to go defense, but like.
draft or not, the Ogunjobi and the Hope signings were stupid.
I liked Ogunjobi before
The Beast of Charlotte.
before drafting two more defense.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And Hope made no sense. You're just adding filler.
Hope made sense, and then you draft Lana Jackson, who's got a lot of potential.
And yeah, they're super
And then
similar, except
it's
Lannon's younger.
now you have like, does that mean you let Epinesa go?
You gotta trade up, and you can't just let him like
I don't even know
walk.
if you can trade him. I mean, he's got like not a bad contract. I think he only makes like 5 or 6 million a year,
Yeah.
so that's not bad.
Daquan Jones, I think, is
Um,
also a candidate. If you could make a package of like Epinesa, Daquan, and a pick. I think that would get you. I don't know what it would get you, but it could get you something.
I do actually kind of want to look to see like in the next week, like what the Bills do with like regards to trade. Um,
I think we're still going to be active. Another linebacker would be cool. Oh, I forgot about Shaq Thompson. I forgot about Shaq Thompson.
thought that was just really going to be a camp body, if anything. But I mean, I mean, even if you keep Andreessen, Williams, Milano,
Bernard.
Bernard, and Thompson, then that's five linebackers. Like, I don't really, that's why like linebacker to me isn't like that much. And neither was offensive line. Like, it was the same
Yeah,
people from last year, basically.
yeah.
You didn't draft really anything. I think the Bills got Lund. That's about it. That might make the team instead of some other backup. Um, Travis Clayton, haven't really heard how much he's developed.
No. I'll be surprised if the roster looks like if we had like five. I think we'll have like five, maybe up to, yeah, no. five seems to be my number. Five different people from last year's roster. I really don't think it's going to be that much different. Maybe a couple here and there from people who left or
And
whatever, but
it's really just going to be backups.
yeah, I mean,
Other than maybe, what happens with that second safety if it's going to be like Jackson. But I mean, every other position,
yeah, no, this
Jackson
roster,
and like Palmer are going to be the only two like new starters.
yeah, this roster's pretty set, I think. The front seven, you got to get rid of a couple. I really, there's just, I really don't think it's like it's that groundbreaking. However you want to do it, like obviously your starters are there, but then like other than that, like there's just so much. It's just so much. Like there's not the margin between them all is not wide. Like they're all like kind of in the same boat of just like they have potential to be great. They're good. They're all just kind of in the same vein. So I mean, I really don't think it matters either way, to be honest with you. Like I think you're gonna have to pick between Carter and Walker. I think that's kind of bad. That's kind of brutal. But eh,
Which is the third round pick and the fourth round pick.
yeah,
Or no. Yeah, third round pick and a fourth round pick. So
I think I like Carter more, but
I wish they would have like maybe like put more thought into like
yes.
if you draft best available, but you're gonna have to cut like somebody. Which I think Carter this year kind of showed a lot of better plays. Like last year it was kind of like 50-50 whether they like still want him on the team.
Well, last
And he
year,
really kind of took another step this year.
I think another thing for him too was the maturity. Because like I remember earlier in the season, they were down by like 20 and he stopped a run. It was like a tackle for loss, and he was like celebrating. And I was like, bro, you're down 20. They torched you like all game. Do not be doing that. And like later in the season, I saw nothing. I just saw, not to sound like the stereotypical draft analyst, but I just saw him taking his lunch to work and going to work.
I think he was for the most part a healthy scratch for majority of the season.
Yeah, well, when he got his rotations in,
Oh.
I mean, which
I
which is
do.
what you need to be
He
doing.
was also, I believe, hurt for a pretty solid chunk. Um, Kind of missed majority, not like majority, but that rookie year, you really gotta learn a lot, put the effort in.
Yes,
Kind of missed the opportunity to be able to do that with the injury and with the scratching.
but I
But
think even with the limited snaps, he looked good. Like he was still like you saw his
there
numbers.
were there were plays that he was making, but I guess um, there were reports saying like he wasn't consistent, I
Sure,
guess, from what the Bills were kind of saying.
but that doesn't really matter to me. Like you're a rookie who's hurt. I mean,
And that's part of why I think it was the lack of consistency. It's
well, yeah,
your rookie year, you were hurt.
but
They
that
liked him because he was like the team captain.
of Duke, yeah.
Why do you say like it's a bad thing?
No, no, I'm saying like
Like
I
at
was I was
Duke.
just reaffirming.
Like I want to see a team captain from Bama. Like
No, 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 it was not negative. Like he was like the best player of Duke. He was like the unanimous captain for like the whole time he was there, pretty much. He won some award or something. Like he was the best player maybe in his division or conference or something like that. He won like a big award, but no, he was undoubtedly like the team. Like he was the heart and soul of Duke, pretty much. Like the whole team kind of like ran through him, pretty much. I don't know, but but at the same time, I think Walker's looking down that path as well.
multiple ACC or I'm sorry, multiple all ACC. He was named Carmen Falcone Team Most Valuable Player and
Yeah.
Defensive MVP in 2023, Defensive Lineman of the Year 2022,
Yep.
Steve Brooks Captain Award in 2021, 2022, and the Ace Parker Award in 2020. He's got a giant trophy shelf.
It
He's
amazes
only
me.
like 24.
It amazes me how much like those really don't matter. Like obviously they do. No, no, hold on, pause. Obviously they do, but like they slip. Like I remember the one year Harrison Bryant won like the best tight end in the country award, and he went like fourth round.
No, and it is kind of true because I get it was a lot of other things along with it,
Yeah,
but like Michael Sam
yeah,
like led
yeah.
the SEC in sacks. Gets
Yeah,
drafted seventh round. Doesn't even make the team.
doesn't even you don't do squat. It's so weird to me how like those really don't mean a lot
There was
when I feel like they
actually
should.
like an interview or like there was like a clip I saw and they were like the coaches were like I guess talking and they were like, oh, we're gonna draft Michael Sam. Okay, like none of us care. Like
Oh, and then the
that's good.
shot
And then like it like showed him and
and
his
his
like boyfriend at the
boyfriend
time like
kissing.
mushing cake in their face. And they were like, okay, that's not real football of him. But like I mean like what did they like what's football to, like
My
he's
question
smushing
is,
cake in his face and
my
that's not
question is,
football.
why'd they have cameras in this house in the seventh round?
Because
Why were they
he
hanging
was
out
gonna be
there?
the first openly
Did they
um
did the camera crew like go back in day two? Like, okay, Michael, here we are. And then they didn't get drafted. Then he's like, all right, we'll see you tomorrow.
like we will get this on camera.
We will trust me, we will be here. You will be seen. The America will watch you. But like even like our boy Bailey Zappi, like I get it. I totally understand. Not the same level of competition. You don't need to tell him. But he put up similar numbers to Joe Burrow. Like 60 touchdowns is still 60 touchdowns. Okay? Like I don't care how you slice it. That's still hard and impressive. But like even he went in the fourth round.
I think that was just like the fact that it was a lesser competition. But to be fair, like I his like play and everything, like he struggled.
Yeah, no,
I get like New England is a terrible team or was a terrible team.
especially for offensive.
Um, they didn't have really any weapons,
No.
didn't have an offensive line. Um,
He's supposed to succeed.
you're not gonna, but he didn't like you can at least look,
Yeah.
but like it looked like he was
No,
having a hard time even just like throwing the ball.
no, I'm with you. But like, that just goes to what we're saying though. Like Harrison Bryant, best head in the country, struggled. Dwayne Carter put up every award you could possibly put up at Duke. Rotation. It's just like it's weird. No, just like it's weird. Like Heisman's like the only one that really matters, I guess.
But that's also the award that I get we can talk about that in another one, but
Yeah.
like to me
Yeah, we'll wait.
it's like Heisman to me is if you look at a lot of the Heisman winners, a lot of yeah, they get drafted. They don't really do good in the league. They're really good in college. Don't really do that good in the league.
Which is why I think some of the college changes they made are good. Like I like the fact that they implemented a 2-minute warning. I like the fact that I think you got to get both feet in now. I think maybe.
The only wants to.
Oh, you only still need one. They got to change that too. But they're starting to look more like I know like some of the coordinators are starting to implement more of an NFL offense, which is good. The college game needs more NFL because like you gotta it's a totally different game. College and the NFL are completely different,
Yeah, it's really starting to be more a lot of NFL coaches are going to college
which is good though.
for
It's good for
jobs.
the game.
It seemed like before a lot of like high school coaches would
Yeah.
get promoted up to college and then they'd have like almost like a Pop Warner type college game.
Yeah.
Very old fashioned, very run, like open, like we're gonna run heavy.
Well, like how many? Well, also like on the opposite end of the spectrum, how many college coaches have worked in the NFL? That's also really
But
small.
that's you kind of go from the NFL to college if it doesn't work out in the NFL. You don't necessarily go from college to the NFL. Um,
They've tried though, and it hasn't worked. Like a Chip
yeah,
Kelly, like
really
a
a
Urban
lot of,
Meyer.
but like the whole thing that Chip Kelly was doing was really kind of just um, manipulating the rules. Chip Kelly, it was just a fast paced. You get good
Yeah,
players, you get them on the ball real quick. You're gonna make that defense tired. You're not gonna allow them to sub, which now they changed the rules where
yeah,
that can't happen anymore. Because you know exactly what play you're going to call next. You're going to tell that guy, okay, do this play. You're going to have your four guys run out. They're okay. What
yeah,
players are they coming out? Oh, they're already lining up. Okay, well, we can't change now. Um, so yeah, I mean, obviously that was kind of just like manipulating.
yeah. There's a lot of fool's gold with that Philly team.
He goes to Philly, can't make a good team look good.
Nick Foles looked good that one year.
Made trades to get his own players from his college, like Kiko Alonso. Didn't work out as well
Yeah,
by trading away people that are
actually
openly
good.
against him, which,
LaShawn
to be
McCoy.
fair, Kiko Alonso played great his rookie year. Gets hurt in an accident.
Pleasure to Kiko.
Um, Gets traded before he can play his year three. We got LaShawn McCoy. That was a great trade.
Yes.
We let go of our at the time stud linebacker. Turns out that injury was kind of worse than everyone kind of
Mhm.
thought it would be. Um, couldn't really progress more than what he had already. Just kind of stayed at like a average NFL linebacker.
Yep.
Um, Made his money,
Yep.
did what he had to. Can't complain about a career like that.
Um,